If you're an expert in your field, but you're still trading hours for dollars, you're probably leaving 6 figures on the table. So I'm about to show you the 5 warning signs that your expertise is worth way more than you're charging for it. And if you stick around until the end, I'll tell you how to fix every single one. Let's get it. Hi, I'm Jasmine Jonte, and I help experts turn their knowledge into profitable courses and programs. And over the past few years, I've worked with everyone from dental professionals to business coaches to home improvement specialists, and I keep seeing the same pattern over and over again. The experts who come to me are incredibly knowledgeable. They get amazing results for their clients, but they're massively undercharging for what they know. And today I'm going to share the 5 biggest signs that you're leaving money on the table with your expertise. If any of these sound familiar, pay attention, because I'm going to give you the exact fix for every single one. All right, sign 1. People are always asking you the same questions. If people are constantly asking you for advice in your DMs, at networking events, or even while you're out running errands, that's valuable IP that you're giving away for free. My husband, Brad Hart, ran a hedge fund in a past life, and friends, colleagues, they text, they call, they literally pull him aside at masterminds to ask financial questions. He's basically running a free consulting business in event hallways all around the country. Another client of ours, Teresa Clark, she is a CFO for nonprofits. She told me she gets the same handful of questions from nonprofit leaders on her YouTube channel and her email, etc. Like the same handful of questions. She was spending hours answering them for free. Here's what this means. You have knowledge that people desperately need, and they're seeking you out because you're the go-to expert in your area, but you're not capturing the value of that expertise. So here's the fix. Start documenting those recurring questions. Just keep a running list in your phone or in a Google Doc, because those questions, they're your course curriculum practically writing itself. So my husband, Brad, we turned those questions into a 45-minute presentation about his investing strategy for entrepreneurs. And anytime he gets a text or a question or is pulled aside in an event hallway, he just fires off a link. And Teresa, she turned those questions into a consultation offer. And eventually we built out her program together. So instead of answering the same questions over and over again for free, she now has a couple options. Your inbox and your DMs are literally a goldmine of course content ideas. Just stop giving that gold away for free. Sign number 2. You're booked solid, but not getting rich. This one hits hard, because you're doing everything right. Like, you're working 50 hours a week, your calendar's completely packed, people adore you, they love working with you, but your bank account doesn't reflect your expertise level. That's what I call the expertise trap. You're stuck in the one-to-one model, renting out your brain by the hour. For instance, consider a successful bookkeeper. I have a friend in mind, but I'll keep her name to myself. She's working 60-hour weeks, is completely booked solid with clients, but she's still charging $150 a month. She's making decent money, but let's be honest, she's exhausted and she can't scale beyond her own time. Meanwhile, another CPA in my life created a program teaching the same concepts that has trained her team so she doesn't have to be client-facing anymore and is sold separately. She has $1 million business and she definitely doesn't work 60 hours a week. So think about it this way. If you help one person lose 30 pounds, you've changed one life, and that's incredible, amazing, not to be discounted. If you help 100 people lose 30 pounds through a program, you've changed 100 lives and made more money while working less. So here's the fix. You gotta shift from one-to-one to one-to-many. Instead of selling your time, start selling your system, your framework, your methodology. Creating a signature program or course that packages your expertise. This way you can help more people while you create leverage in your business. And it doesn't mean that you can't still have a service component to your business. It just means that you have more leverage and margin when you do provide a service and as a function of the whole of the business. So stop renting out your brain by the hour and start selling your blueprint instead. Sign number 3, your competitors are charging 3 times more for similar results. This happens when you're too close to your own expertise. You literally can't see how valuable it really is because it feels so easy to you. Like, you can't see the message from inside the bottle. I have a colleague who's an intimacy expert. We could call her a sexpert. She was charging $500 for a comprehensive couples-based coaching package that included curriculum, resources, and a series of calls with her. She was comparing it to her time as a therapist, which net, she was up. But then she did some research on competitors in the intimacy coaching space and found them charging $4,997 for basically the same thing, but they positioned it as a transformational program instead of just a coaching package. Same content, same results for clients, but completely different pricing because of how it was positioned. So here's the fix. Do some competitive research, but don't just copy what other people are doing because they might not be doing something great. Look at how they're positioning their expertise and look at what they're charging. And then remember this, you're not selling information, you're creating transformation. Price for the value of the outcome and not for the effort it takes you to deliver it. If you can help someone make an extra $10,000 in their business, is that worth $97 or $997? The value is in the result, not how easy it feels for you to teach it. Sign number 4, you don't have or share testimonials or case studies. And this is huge because it's something that most experts completely overlook. You're getting incredible results for your clients, but you're not prioritizing the capture of those success stories in a way that helps you sell. And this was literally me. I was so focused on delivering great work in the beginning of the agency that I didn't document the wins very well. And I definitely didn't share them. Like the agency built, 50 programs before I even put up a testimonials page. I don't even know how much business I lost because of it, but it was a lot. First, consider the number of leads I lost when people looked at my site or my socials, but didn't feel confident enough to book a call. And then second, when people on calls were asking to see results or proof, I didn't have much to show them. I mean, sure, I could tell them, but I couldn't show them. So without social proof, I looked like any other consultant instead of someone with a proven track record and having built more courses than anyone else. Meanwhile, my competitors with worse results, but better case studies were charging twice as much because they could prove their value. And I know this because my clients often come to me after working with our competitors and it didn't work out. So by not having social proof on my site, I didn't just cost me time and money, I cost them time and money. So here's the fix. Start systematically collecting success stories. And every client that gets a result, ask them for a testimonial. Better yet, document their journey with like before and after numbers, screenshots, or specific outcomes. You want to create case studies that show the problem your client had, what you did to help them, and the specific results that they achieved. And numbers are always really powerful here. Like increased revenue by 40% is way more convincing than help them grow their business, right? Your results are your best marketing tool, but only if you capture them and share them. So don't be mean and do that. Don't let amazing success stories just disappear into thin air. And finally, sign number 5, you're still explaining what you do. If people don't immediately understand your value when you introduce yourself, then your messaging is off and confusion doesn't convert, full stop. You want to occupy space in everyone's brain for a very specific something. Perfect example. I have a client named Jason Machowski who's building a bone health program. When people asked what he did, he'd get caught up in the technical details. Well, I work on bone health optimization and I incorporate nutrition science with exercise physiology. And I look at, micronutrient absorption and calcium metabolism. And there's also this muscle mass component. And so by the time he'd finished, people had no idea how he can actually help them or who his program was for. And in one of our recent sessions, Jason mentioned he was struggling with how to best verbalize his offer in a compelling way, going from like, that's nice to, I really need that. That's exactly the problem with unclear messaging. So after we worked on his positioning together, his introduction became much clearer. It went something like this. I help people over 50 build stronger bones so they can stay active and independent as they age. Immediately, people knew exactly who he helped and what result they could expect. So here's the fix. You want to create a simple elevator pitch with this formula. I help X achieve Y without Z. Said differently, I help specific person achieve specific results without common obstacle. For example, I help C-suite executives at Fortune 500 companies lose 20 pounds without giving up their social life. Or I help chiropractic offices automate their marketing without becoming tech experts. Or I help mid-level managers at tech companies lead their teams without losing friendships. Clear is better than clever. And if a 12-year-old can't understand what you do, then your messaging, this statement, needs some work. Focus on the outcomes, not the process. And also, if you'll notice, all of those examples, people don't care how you do it, they care what result they'll get. So, how'd you do? If you've recognized yourself in 3 or more of these signs, then I help experts just like you package their knowledge into profitable programs and courses. And I'd love to show you how exactly to fix whichever of these signs resonated most with you. We do offer free 45-minute discovery calls where we'll look at your specific situation and give you a clear next step, whether that's working together or not. And to be honest, I tell half of the people I connect with on these calls that they're not ready. You can book that call using the link in the description below. It's completely free, no strings attached, and you'll walk away with at least one actionable insight that you can implement straight away. Don't let another day go by leaving money on the table with your expertise. Book that call and let's fix this together. And hey, if this video was helpful, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell because I share strategies like these every single week. Also, drop a comment and let me know which of the 5 signs hit you the hardest. I read every single comment, I reply to every single comment, and I love connecting with fellow experts who are ready to stop undervaluing themselves. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.